I was asked to give my testimony at the Crawl for Christ this year, but since we were unable to go, I figured this was the best alternative to do that so I could share. I have put my testimony in writing and I'm using it today to help me get through this video. I sometimes get asked, why the Jesus Jeep, as so many people lovingly call it. What made you decide to build a Jeep dedicated to God? It's a long story, one that I couldn't talk about for 27 years. I figured some things were just better off buried inside, but I was dead wrong. It affected my relationships with everybody. I didn't even realize it at the time. I heard another testimony at church from someone and I figured, wow, she's going through a lot. And as she continued her testimony, I thought to myself, that sounds like me. That sounds like what I'm doing to people. I'm pushing people away. I won't let anybody get close. When I thought I had it all under control. When I was 15, I used to babysit for our next door neighbors. And my next door neighbor's brother would come over. And when I would tell him that they weren't there, he would still hang around. And it seemed harmless at first. We would just sit on the couch and chit chat. I was 15, he was 28. But then it turned into molestation. And my family was threatened. I couldn't tell anyone. And this went on and on and on. I wasn't able to tell this story to anyone, like I said, for 27 years. I finally opened up to my husband, my best friend, who I felt so comfortable with and able to tell the story, and it was such a relief to finally get it off my chest. It was like the floodgates opened. I felt so relieved. Then at age 17, I find out that I'm the product of a rape. So now I've got all of this on top of what I'm already dealing with. Sorry. At this point, my faith in God started to fade. I grew up in Sunday school because we were made to go. We were expected to go. I grew up singing Jesus loves me. We grew up singing all those old hymns. But I figured, if God is real, how can He allow this to happen? Especially to my mother, who's one of the kindest people that I know. So I decided it was time for a change of scenery. I enlisted in the United States Marine Corps. Figured I could take out some of my frustration there. I spent many, many years feeling empty and lost, even though I had put those thoughts of my childhood so far behind me. I thought I'd overcome it. I really did. I was a Marine. Marines can handle anything, right? But one day I was looking to fill that emptiness. So I started going back to church. I don't even know to this day what got me wanting to go back to church. I guess God was tugging at me. I needed something. I was missing something in my life, and I needed it filled. So when I became more comfortable with the pastor and I could talk freely with him, I told him the story. I told him how my mom was raped and that I felt like I was the spawn of pure evil. How could God love me? I listened to the sermons, but I'm like, you can't be talking about me. You can't. But the pastor sat me down and he said, Satan can't take the credit for you because we are all created by God, and God can turn any evil situation into something good. And those words stuck with me to the point where I wasn't going to let Satan win. I was here for a reason. I felt a peace come over me with those words that he said. That I'm really not the spawn of Satan. And I'm a child of God. So even though, I grew up in the church, I dedicated my life to Jesus Christ. I got down on my knees and I prayed, God, I am so sorry. I'm sorry I doubted you. I need you to come into my life and show me what you want me to do. Show me what your purpose is for me. And from that day on, I have been a changed woman. I can't even explain it. The transformation is nothing like you would ever experience. Believers know what I'm talking about, but it's amazing. God's grace, God's love, it's absolutely amazing. I've always wanted a show vehicle, and that's where God's Jeep comes in to the story. And I decided that I was going to turn this into God's Jeep. It was going to be my tool to witness to others. And I was going to show Satan that he had no control over me anymore. 27 years was long enough. I just hope that if there's anyone out there who have gone through similar circumstances, that my testimony might be able to help them. There is hope. Do not give in to the devil. That's what he wants you to do. Thank you for listening, and God bless.